The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
Eric's Family Barbecue has arrived and is simply the best barbecue in Arizona. Come satisfy your taste buds with meats that are smoked over mesquite wood and sides that are made with fresh ingredients and tons of love. They have the best, juiciest brisket, pulled pork, rib sausage, turkey, or everyone's favorite, the Pitmaster sampler that includes all the meat and 4 sides. Mac and cheese, potato salad, coleslaw, corn, or beans, yum. And for dessert, try some creamy banana pudding, amazing. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip, you won't be sorry. Dine in or take it to go. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more info.
It's something. Check out Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast at 98kupd.com.
Thank you quite kindly, Silence Voice. Got an email that said quite succinctly, John, I have one way that you throw the word Rhode Island in front of somebody and it doesn't equal fun. Rhode Island, Big Dick Toledo. Well, I'm Rhode Island, Richard Toledo. I'm like, oh, well, you kind of ruined it. That's hilarious. Rhode Island Melissa. I want to hang out with her.
That could be fun in Rhode Island.
Well, see, there's the point. You don't even know. I think the guy's right. Did you see that Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene called Caitlyn Jenner a man in a dress?
No.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she's got a big mouth, and it's pretty funny. But she said, basically said she's just misgendered her. They say that's misgendering. Like you goofed up and misgendered her. So that guy in a dress over here has got all sorts of issues. And then Caitlyn comes, well, it's tough talk coming from someone who backed down to the woke mob and settled out of court with a Twitter troll. Yeah, swinging my dick. So she's in a fight now, but you can't do that. You can't do that about Caitlyn. You can't say Caitlyn's a man in a dress. I mean, you could do it like quietly. You can't be a representative and start saying stuff like that. You got to be careful. My friend and I were talking about that, and he said something about pangender. I don't even really know what that is, and he mentioned it. He's like, there's a kid at a school that his kids know, and blah, blah, and says they're pangender, and that's going around the class. And I'm like, it's like WebMD. Everybody's a little bit confused. They're 12 and 13, and not necessarily that you like boys. I knew. You knew.
Oh, yeah.
We all knew. Like, I think girls are for me. I don't know how to do anything about it, but I think that's the line I'm going to take. There were kids you knew were a little bit off. Like, they were like, I'm not sure if this kid I'm doing sit-ups with in PE is all in on the whole girl idea.
Not quite there yet.
But if you had the internet, and you're like, I feel weird, let me see what this is about, and you started asking questions, it's going to tell you you're pangender. We didn't have that option in school. You didn't have that pangender thing. So I think if you read it, it's WebMD. Okay, I've had ovarian cancer probably 25 times. Just with monitor, like
You're a survivor?
I go on the walks. I speak at cancer survivors things about as many times as WebMD has diagnosed me with. I've had vaginal. I believe the word is some type of discharge. I had vaginosis. I think my mesh fell out once. Any pain or cramp I get, I go on WebMD and I'm like, oh, geez, I got that. And I've had women diseases.
You felt better because you got answers.
That's right. But that's the thing. Yeah. But it's not an answer. It's an incorrect answer.
Right.
Just getting answers is not going to the back of the book and putting the wrong answer on a math. The building will fall.
And that's what it seems like we're doing.
Yeah, you just get any answer. But that's the thing. If you go on the internet and say, I'm a little confused, okay. Because I don't even know what pangender. Toledo, what is it? Like, what is pangender? You know.
I don't.
You got teen boys. You know what? I don't know what that one is. That's the one where
you like them all?
No.
Yeah, I think that is it. I think you like everybody and you think you're everybody.
Yeah.
No, that's
everything.
Whatever Miley Cyrus was.
That's pangender.
Is that what she said?
I think it's everything. Also, noting or relating to a person whose gender identity is not limited to one gender, may feel like a member of all genders at the same time. All genders, all two, but that's not true anymore.
Not anymore, it's not.
72 according to Facebook.
So
I don't even know how you get to
understand that. It's like an all-purpose seasoning. It goes on everything.
It's Lowry's.
Yeah.
He just seasoned your gender. The man is constantly rubbing meat. Mentally, he never stops preparing a meal. Ever. You cannot talk about pangender teens and Lowry's over here throw some spice on it. I don't know how you did that, but you know what? You're right.
No spice on that. No Lowry's. It goes with everything. Nobody doesn't like Lowry's.
So it's pangender. That's the pan spice of all the spices. Lowry's. Nothing wrong with a Lowry spice. But I don't know that that's healthy. I don't think having an answer is the same as having a right answer. You know, I think just, I got
100%.
That's what I learned. But I think
we passed every test.
But we're in the world of like, it's an answer.
We need the answer.
Because I don't think teenagers should have to be able to, like WebMD is going to tell you probably this. Like I never felt like.
Is there a WebMD for psychological?
Here's the thing for me.
things?
I remember when I was probably 6, I liked shirts. I've told this. I liked shirts with numbers on them. That was like a weird OCD spectrum-y thing. That a number, I wanted it. My sister played softball for the Robins. And yes, there was a team in my sister's softball league called the Swallows.
Nice.
Probably one of
Undefeated.
that. But I remember the Robins, the Swallows, the Wrens, the Jays. They're named after birds. The Cardinals. And she had this orange shirt on, and it said Robins on the front. My sister was number 4. The big number 4 in the back. But it had those girl sleeves. You know, it was a girl's softball shirt. But that number, it meant something to me. So I remember Lowell, Indiana is not a kind place to a transitioning
Robin's
child
jersey.
running around as a little boy
be pangendered?
in a big, oversized girl's, because I was little. I was younger than her by 4 years, but I'm in her big number 4. It looks like a dress, but it had a number on it. And I remember the neighbor, Wayne, calling me the homo F word, because that's what you do to a 4-year-old or a 7-year-old.
Muncie Wayne did that to you?
Yeah, big Muncie Wayne threw that at me. Munster Wayne. So he started to say stuff to me about that, and it's like, you know what that is? You like boys. And I'm like, I do? I didn't know. I think he's an adult. He was telling me, you do this, you are this. And I'm like, oh. So Wayne was my original internet, because I was like, I didn't know that. Do I?
And at 4, you're like, yeah, I like boys.
Turns out my neighbor, who was like my best friend at the time, was gay. We were both the same age. We didn't know at the time. He's grown up gay. So he was like totally into the idea of me wearing girl shirts.
Wayne beat the crap out of him.
Wayne probably tried to. Come here, twink. Come here, you twink boys. I got some. But they would tell you that. But the internet, if you're like, I would have gone to the internet if that was today and gone, well, what is this? I'm like, yeah, because at the time I'm like, what's the big deal about wearing my sister's jersey?
Yeah, but even at probably
it
not.
would have been called cross dressing. Well, I was probably 4 to 6. I don't know how old I was, but yes, I would have because I was confused. Look, I remember it. I'm 48 years old. I remember that day like it was yesterday because it was like wildly confusing why he thought that of me for wearing my sister's shirt. And like, you don't do that. So I would have gone online back then and said, I like wearing this. Do you like wearing clothes of another gender? Yeah, I do. Because at the time, that would have been the correct answer. I absolutely do. My sister's jerseys are the coolest thing in the world. She is a girl. I am a boy, and I like wearing those shirts. So the internet would have told me, you are probably pan. Didn't wander around saying I'm pan. It was an option. I looked on the internet. I guess I'm in. Then you start getting more confused. I don't even know what it is. But you can't say man in a dress. But the pangender thing confused me. Because when he said that, he's like, that's a thing. And they tell you in schools now. Our friend Thomas Wells had that. When his son had to hug another kid for touching him. He touched Thomas's boy. Then they made him hug, and Thomas went down there and said, don't make my boy the homo F word because he has social liberal ways. And he went off on the whole school, and I wish I could have been there for that.
Our daycare is trying to, let me tell you.
I'm going to make a prediction, though, with all the pangender and discomfort, and everybody's worried about this, and social that, and you can't say this, and you can't do that, and everybody's up in arms. I just saw this morning on the news. Brady and I read it the same way. Halle Berry is the new Little Mermaid. I saw that. I'm like, Halle Berry's playing the Little Mermaid? No, it's a girl named Haley Bailey or Hale Bailey. H-A-L-L-E. To say that. Haley?
Same last name?
Bailey. Not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hale
I think it's
Bailey.
Halle.
And she's the same kind of skin tone as Halle Berry. So, said absolutely striking pictures from the new live Little Mermaid. And they showed her, and she's skinny, and she's hot, and she's a mermaid. And I have a feeling we're going to get into trouble because everybody's going to sexualize that. Because for some reason, dudes, I just saw your face. You just looked at the picture. I just watched you see it. I didn't know you'd looked, but I could tell by your eyes that the new Little Mermaid is smoking hot, and we're going to sexualize that smoking hot. She's 21, and they got her in mermaid clothes. And for whatever reason, dudes like mermaids. Like,
yeah, your first glimpse of that name? Oh, yeah,
it's Halle Berry. Halle Berry is going to be the Little Mermaid. And I'm like, it's a little old, but she still looks great. And then this one in her bikini, or whatever, the mermaid outfit, is laying in the water, and there it is. and she's shapely, people are going to be mad that we don't have a big fat Little Mermaid. We have a big mermaid. Because that was, remember, the evil one was the fat lady down under the water. Remember her?
Is she still going to be fat?
Is she still
Probably
fat
not.
and hideous? No, she's probably. Why can't evil people be beautiful? See? And this girl's skinny and a mermaid, and dudes have mermaid fetish. I don't know one guy that doesn't think mermaids are like. Didn't wish they were. I wish mermaids were real. Don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Every guy. We're all way too old to have that answer so quickly. But yeah,
That's why I kind of
That's why
stumbled with that one.
Splash hit home.
whoa. See, look at her. That's a solid Little Mermaid. Splash hit home because we wanted to see Daryl Hannah's nipples.
Correct, but it was
That was
story
it.
like, oh.
Because
Man,
this
I wish
mermaid was so
mermaids-
hot. Like,
yeah.
I didn't care. Her hair
Yep.
and her nipples constantly got covered. We were dying to see them. Mermaids are hot, but I guarantee you, that's my prediction for when the new Little Mermaid comes out. People will complain that she's a sexy mermaid. But she swims all day. Of course she's got a great body. Ursula, that's the one under the sea, right?
Yep.
So I wonder who
She'll
played
be
it.
some skinny hot chick now.
You think?
In the new one. Oh, yeah, because they're the ones that are always villainized now, the skinny hot chicks.
But there's a skinny hot mermaid. Look at her. The new Halle Berry is hot. They cloned her and made a new one and
Well,
just
it's
changed.
kind of
changed
like
the
we're
spelling.
saying, though. They're
Yeah.
gonna rail on it because she's skinny and in shape.
Yeah.
They want like Ashley Graham up there or something.
But then you can't call it
Ashley Graham is Ursula.
But then you can't call it the Little Mermaid. You couldn't have Ashley
Right.
Graham out there flopping
The
around.
brave.
Yeah.
The
I
brave
don't know. I
mermaid.
mean-
The belly flop mermaid.
The belly flop
I
mermaid.
think she wins contests and spring breaks. Yeah, the new Little Mermaid is a great version of like it's a replacement for Halle Berry, and all you have to do is learn the new spelling. But I was looking at that, and I'm like, this isn't going to fly. There's no way this movie goes off. I thought Ariel was smoking hot. She was a cartoon. Ariel had me, and I was 20 when that movie came out, and I'm like, oof, let's go see Little Mermaid again. This is amazing. I love Ariel. But yeah, so the new Little Mermaid's going to be trouble. That's nothing but trouble.
Oh, she's on the show Grownish.
She is?
Yeah. Her and her twin. She's got a twin.
Haley Bailey? Haley Bailey?
Hallie
Holly.
and Chloe
Holly.
Bailey.
They're twins on Grownish? And Grownish, not
Grownish,
Blackish.
not
Yeah,
Blackish.
the spin-off.
Grownish.
So they're the
spin-off.
daughter's roommates
Right, the
or
college
something.
one,
Okay.
yep.
It's a bunch
They're
of
on the
hot.
track team.
Well, yeah, look at them. Of course, you can't have fat track players.
Twin.
Yeah, Brady don't. That's still gross.
It's weird.
And by the way, and don't get me off on this again, dudes who say that stuff are into incest, and you just announce it whenever you're excited. I had twins. You made sisters kiss. That's gross.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Here's her sister.
Holy cow.
She's got double the Instagram followers.
Not after this Little Mermaid. Jeez, this is an incredibly smoking hot family.
Still knocking Brady on the twins comment.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I don't want them together.
Yeah.
Independently. I do think twins are very attractive, but I don't want to watch them like doing stuff together. That's disgusting. I've never been a guy who wants to like kiss your twin sister. It's like, ooh. That whole Coors Light
Yeah,
ad
you
was like,
ruined it.
twins. I didn't ruin anything. No, what I did was bring it to light that you were like, oh, incest, eh? Because if they weren't twins, would you go, hey, kiss your sister
Yeah.
hard? Why? Just I like watching that
Do it.
stuff. Do it.
Call me daddy.
It's gross. And then those Dom triplets that were in Playboy that time,
Right.
they had those three
Rolling around naked
rolling around
together.
naked on top of each other. I'm like, this is disgusting. This should be illegal.
Bring those pictures up. I want to see them.
You remember the Dom
I don't
triplets?
remember that, no.
Yeah. They were three triplets with boob jobs and fastbacks.
Isn't
they were
fastbacks?
Yeah.
Dr. Phil's son cut one out of the?
Yeah, Dr. Fun grabbed one. Jay McGraw. He pulled
right.
one of the Doms out. You bring one of them Dom triplets home, you bring all three home for daddy. They're hot,
Yeah.
but, well, naked sisters rolling on each other is not a thing for me. Like, I immediately go, all right, is your like, you did this, like, it's gross. That's just gross. Women are right. Like, they would never have twin brothers. Chicks have that figured out better than we do. We get a little excited about stuff we shouldn't get excited. Like, if you had good-looking twin brothers, like if Rhonda and Tiki Barber were standing at a bar, girls would go, why don't you two start tongue-darting each other? They're like, ugh. They're brothers.
Even the
there's some-
brothers know to separate. I mean, look at
Dom
Corey and
triplets,
Chad,
look
the Smash Brothers.
The Smash Brothers
They
know.
just
yeah.
trick a girl.
Right. You don't know which one you're getting, but it's one at a time. There's those Dom triplets laying around
This is the
together.
one. Look at us, just casually
Hanging out in
sitting
some
around naked.
couch nude together. Here we are in a steam room bathing each other. It's gross. I find that disgusting. Am I the only one? You guys can't get past the nudity.
It's weird.
It's odd.
The nudity is good, but it's just weird.
Yeah, I'm with Toledo on that one.
That's outstanding.
Well, yes,
Solid
the nudity's good. Not an idiot. Sure, the nudity's good, but when you open up the fourth wall there, like that, their mom, they have a stage mom nearby.
Right.
Like all
Yeah,
those,
how is she directing that? Listen, on the sofa, you need to get a little
Just
closer
like we were
to
doing at home. Come on, girls.
a little closer to her nipple, please.
Yeah, that girl. Yeah, she's about to touch the nipple of her
My
sister.
parents love that spread.
Oh, you imagine that, Brady? Amy had a twin sister.
Yeah.
Look at my butthole.
Yeah. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to see a relative's butthole ever. My dad and I have a deal that if I ever have to see his butthole medically, I get to kill
I
him.
thought there's a pillow involved.
Yeah,
in
there
that.
is. It's like if you have to clean my butthole more than once, or if a doctor ever says he'll never clean himself again, he's going to need. I get him from Cuckoo's Nest.
How's that in an Italian family? You guys off each other?
Yes,
Yeah,
they do it before the butthole.
I thought the family overrides that.
No, if Kurt's like, hey, I can't go wiping the gravy off my thighs. I got it all over the place. I got one son, and the kid won't even wipe my own ass.
You're going to Christopher him?
I don't want to turn into Bill Burr doing this, but it's happened.
Take him out, get in a car accident?
Yep, I will be like Christopher.
Hold his nose?
Yeah. Let me take you to the hospital, Dad.
Help your mom with the clam gravy.
I'm covered in gravy. You got to clean me up before you take me over to the hospital. I'll get you to the hospital. You can get that gravy off. Where we going? Shh. We're going fishing first, Fredo.
Tone.
Hang on, let me change my tracksuit because I got a little gravy on it. But
Why'd you bring an extra tracksuit? Shh. Just look out into the distance at Lake Tahoe. Yeah, I don't get the family. Anyway, I don't know how we got off on that. The Haley Bailey.
I think it's Holly. Probably a
Halle.
unique spell.
Be Holly.
In a Halle Berry world, she goes opposite.
Holly. Well, it's so close. She
Yeah,
has
it's
to go
Holly.
against
Yeah.
Hallie. She can't be Halle Bailey.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Either way, prediction. Heard it here first. 7/14/21. Uproar over the Little Mermaid because of us. It's our fault. Guys' fault. Going, that Little Mermaid's hot. And the world hates that now. When guys all in unison go, that new Little Mermaid is sexy. They don't like that.
You're pig.
Because it's a pretty girl and she's actually in good shape.
John,
That's a terrible thing.
She ain't my twin. Game on.
Oh, God. She ain't my twin.
that's the Montana way.
Whoa. Hey,
It is.
I was reading the text. That is not my
That
way.
was you saying. I thought Toledo just spouted
That's
off.
what I thought.
No. That was from the texter.
Hey, guys, that ain't my twin. I didn't bring him into this earth. They came out of the same mom canal the same day. And now you want to mash? That is creepy.
Mom canal is creepy.
Mom
let
canal.
alone, I guess.
Exactly. But you don't want to be thinking of that when you're with a girl either.
No.
It's like, God, I wonder if her canal's like her mom's canal. You don't want to think of moms or relatives in anything.
It's got a good tilt.
You remind me of your aunt. It's just not a thing. It's nothing sexy about bringing family into the equation.
Jesus, Holmberg, can't you just look at the photos? Stop reading,
Yes, but I can't not go, they're twins. And then my brain recognizes DNA and twins and how that happens. I'm like, ugh, this is gross. It's just gross. Ethan says, John, I think you missed an absolute gem. Brady did it in the background. Please isolate the soundbite of Brady saying, call me daddy. I did miss that.
man. I think we all missed that.
I
did
think
too.
my brain shut it off.
Damn it.
I think my brain shut it off.
Call me Lowry's. That's a thing.
By the way, we're going to the coffee thing later today, yeah?
Yeah.
We got to go to Action Ride Shop over there in Gilbert, off of, where is it, Southern and...
Southern and
Hampton.
Gilbert.
Yeah,
Hampton.
I know
Here
where
we
this
go
is always
again.
a debate. It's easy to find. It's a great big shop and a great big shopping center. Southern, Gilbert, a little bit south of Southern. Not on the southeast corner.
Southwest corner.
That's right. Only
Unless
now.
you're coming from Hampton.
Up on Hampton.
If it's
Right,
your
but
Hampton,
on the
it's
other
the
one.
north side.
So just find it. You got a Google Mapper. We're going to be out there. So what time we go? 11?
Yeah,
We're
11
gonna be
to
at
1.
11 o'clock because Toledo and Brett drink more coffee than anyone in the world. And then this coffee thing, they're like, we'll make a special coffee for the show. So now you can buy, I don't know, what's it called? Holmberg Morning Blend?
5 alarm blend.
5 Alarm Blend. That's right. Isn't that my name's not on it?
Rhode Island rising up.
I actually got a taste of it. I got a taste of it. Rhode Island blend, we're calling it. Rhode Island Melissa coffee. But we're going to start, like, there's this coffee thing we're selling. And it's our own thing. Is it KUPD on it at all?
I'm looking right now.
Because initially they were like, we're going to put your name on it. I'm like, well, okay, why? But I actually tasted it. It's good. There it is. 5-alarm blend. Whole bean coffee. And the reason we're doing it isn't for, greed's sake. This is pretty cool. It benefits the United Phoenix Firefighters charities. So we're just going to try to sell all this coffee. We got a big old glut of this stuff. They partnered up with us and said, you guys want in on this? And we're like, heck yeah. Whole bean coffee. And that's a good thing. I like the whole bean. I like those half a bean coffees. But that's pretty cool. So 5-alarm blend, we're just going to be selling it out there at Action Ride Shop. You're going to be able to get it as much as you want when you head over there. They'll have it for you, and you can buy it there. And that's great because the firefighters' charities are great. Firefighters in the news right now, too, because they're tired of chasing your dumb ass up the mountain. Yeah. And they just – and, look, I'm a guy who likes to ride my bike in the hot weather. But I know not to go, like not to go down the trails that are impossible. You stay on the – like you just ride for –
It's like Trail 100,
Trail
just
100,
nice and easy.
Trail 100 is about as much as I'm going to do. And that gets a little – it gets work, to get to you. If you crash out a couple miles in, there's some people who are going to have to do some work.
Buddy system is always good, too.
Yeah.
On that time.
But even still, you don't want to fall over in this heat and then have the firefighters have to come park at Dreamy Draw and walk all the way. But they, that trail's going to stay open. They're closing Camelback and Piestewa when it's over 105 degrees because in the last few weeks, the firefighters have been climbing up, picking these dummies up, and the firefighters are dropping out. They had like 12 of them get heat exhaustion. It's like, that's not the goal. That's our freedom and stuff to do things. Shouldn't put all these other people at risk. So, and there's people mad about it. I hike that thing all the time. You could roll your ankle 3/4 up, and then a team of firefighters have to come get you.
So you have to flatland trail, walk the green belt or the trail for that day.
Or the other trails that don't climb those two mountains. It's hard.
Or the other trails.
So, I'm a big supporter of the cops and the firefighters, and they're amazing. And so this thing's going for the firefighters' charities, which is fantastic. And I think that's it's going to be great. So we'll be out there this morning if you want to come by. Already Michael Legault, our Arizona monument defacer. He said he's going to meet us up.
We get to meet him finally.
We get to meet the Squiggy Bandit and have him come out. He's going to come by. So we're going to have a bunch of people going to come out there. So hopefully you guys will pop by and do this thing. It's a nice thing. And the weather should be nice. And
well, it's actually, for coffee, this is a great weather.
Perfect. It's almost like it's supposed to be this way. By the time 11 rolls around, a little gummy, but a nice little midday cup of Joe. Roll through this thing. So thanks to our friends over there at Action Ride Shop for doing that for us later today because that's going to be fun. Plus, you get to go in there and see all the stuff they've got, which is you'll be knocked out. And then you can start riding these trails. But it's kind of a thing. I've always thought that. I remember my friend crashed with me. My friend's wife, we rode, and she crashed within like a 1/4 mile of the trailhead. It's not a easy hill we were on, and she fell off and chopped her leg open and is laying on the side of the thing. It was in May, so it was like 90. But when the firefighters came, they had this giant wheelbarrow-type 4-wheel drive. They call it the wheel, I think. They drug that thing up there. It's like a stretcher. It's got a big, fat tire.
Yeah.
And like 10 of them come wandering up the hill. And it's hot. And had we gone any further in there, they'd have had a haul. They'd have had a hike. And I can't imagine 108 or 9 degrees had we had that. And it was an accident. It wasn't
helicopter can't get to it.
Right. It wasn't like she was dying. She just couldn't walk because the cut on her calf was huge. And she's like, I just feel like it's going to just open. It was, bleeding pretty good. She got mad at me because I was trying to be good to her. I almost left her there.
I mean, you would have walked down.
I'm a man.
Yeah.
Of course I would have. I wouldn't have dramaed my way through that thing. It wouldn't have been so bad. I'd fall.
Conor McGregoring your whole way down.
Yeah.
Calling people names.
Get a whore. In my DMs. You broke down bitch. Jesus, I just cut my leg, you bastard. But but the firefighter, I even told him that day, I'm like, this is brutal. Like, you guys have to take all this equipment. I'm like, we got to hump it all. We don't know what we're walking into. So they hump all that stuff up there. So they're closing Camelback and they're closing Piestewa, the main climbs, the big ones, the hardest ones. Because the firefighters don't want to come get you. So I guess now they're stupid because now they still have to for the jackasses that are like, I'm still doing it. Because if you roll your ankle and you can't walk down, they have to come get you. I remember that night I saw, it was 10, 12 years ago, and the lights are flashing on top of Camelback. The weather was like this, pouring rain, and I see a light on top of Camelback just flipping and flashing from my front yard, and I'm like, That's no good because it's pouring up there. And so I called the 9/11 commission. No, I called 911. And I said, I think somebody's up on top of that mountain. Next day, because I went and followed the fire trucks. I wanted to see what they were in space suits with lights inside of them. They're in these rain things, but the lights were inside their helmets. They were all lit up like aliens. It was cool. And they started hiking Camelback Mountain at 9:30 at night in a rainstorm. And it turns out it was two escort type ladies.
Esquires?
A couple esquires and 5 or 6 Chinese tourists. And they dumped off the trail a little bit. They took these atmosphere girls.
Really?
It's exactly what it was. Wow. Because the firefighter came back and he goes, "You son of a bitch." I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "They'd have made it down just fine once that rain stopped. We had to climb the mountain at 10 o'clock all the way to the top because these Chinese businessmen from the Biltmore hired these chicks to show them around town, and they ended up getting stuck on the hill." But luckily they had technology. It's like, oh. And then all you have to do
Of course they had technology.
Yeah. And the Asians were a little bogged down, but we put them in some rice. They dried out, and they were as good as new next day. Because that's what you do with your technology that's great at math. You rice it up when it's wet.
John, haven't you ever called for a stupid hiker law? We got that stupid motorist law.
Yeah.
And the hillbilly and the wash law. Can't we have the same thing for hikers?
But again, a stupid hiker law doesn't stop the firefighters from having to chase you.
That's right.
They just
there's going to
charge
be
you.
legit
Right.
ones up there, too.
They just charge you now. So
Yeah.
what's going to happen is it's going to cost you $2,000 to get rescued.
Well, it should.
Right. But the firefighters still have to make the climb.
No, I understand that.
So
It's just like the hillbillies in the river. They
Right.
still got to go in there and get them
the
idiots.
idiots
too.
have to go get them and then charge them, but it's still putting those people in peril. So I don't understand, as much as I like our trail system and everything else, there's so many of them, so they close the hard ones for a couple months. You shouldn't be doing that anyway. And if you are, that's fine, but know that you can hurt yourself. I do it all the time. I think about that all the time on the bike. I'm like, I better not go up this hill, because if I get hurt here, that's either the end of me or the end of somebody else trying to come get me.
Now, can you go up on those trails like before it hits 105? Like if you get up at like 6 in the morning and
sure.
start going, okay.
Yeah, but once it's
once the
105 or
temperature
so,
hits and it's done.
The ranger
Okay.
shut the parking lot off, but you can park at the end of the place and walk to it. So people will still do it. But I think
That
they should
will be
charge
interesting if they will say, okay, early in the morning before, based on temperature.
Yeah, we'll close at
Or
noon.
will they say, today's going to be a
Right.
high of 107. They'll just close it for the day.
Right.
Yeah. And always shut it off to Chinese tourists and hookers. I think that should be, I think for good, that should be it.
I'm sorry, John. I'm not trying to be a storm cloud here, but did you just say four-wheel drive after describing a one-wheeled
Yes,
cart?
I did. It was a 4-wheel drive, 1-wheel cart. That's how amazing it was. You had to shift down a quadritrack and a axle lock, all that
To a
stuff.
monotrack.
Amazing.
It's a Rubicon stretch.
Way better.
It was a one-wheeled all-wheel
It
drive.
was the weirdest thing. It had a Dana 44 axle, just one wheel. It's unreal. You should see this thing. Yes, you know what I meant, you jackass. It was an off-road thing. Jerkhead.
You did say sorry.
Yeah. Well, I get it.
So it has one of those big ATC old bubble tires on it.
Big
and
ass
stuff like
tire
that.
on it. I'm like, I wish myself. I want to ride on the wheel, transporting people in and out of there. That was great. Yeah. So an effort to protect firefighters, which I'm all for. They need it, because the worst thing you can do is tell a firefighter, "All right, climb up and pick my dumb ass up," and then they get back to the station, and then somebody says, "Do it again." They had to do multiple rescues last week on the same day. And like 12 of them they had heat exhaustion at a different place. I'm like, stop sending them up there. So I think this is a good law. I think this is one of those things. Just close the hard ones. And everybody's bitching about it should understand you're the problem. And I have been very careful, like on hot days. When I ride my bike, I do it where people can see me, and hopefully they'll get me. They don't have to hike to me.
That's why I was saying, like, even if you're doing that, if you can have someone else ride with you,
Sure.
it's always good.
Well,
Because
that's
a lot of
huge.
times you're by yourself, you drop.
Right.
No one sees you drop.
Right. And that's why I try to stay within. Look at that thing. Yeah, look at it. They're mountain rescuing these. So, and I can't even believe there's backlash on it. Like, don't do it.
This is America. You can't close that up.
Yeah, all right. Well, then you're not getting rescued.
Well,
9
that's just it.
hikers, 9 different hikers.
9 Chinese.
Dozen firefighters were sent home from their duties due to heat exhaustion.
It's crazy.
4
they made them climb
atmosphere
multiple
girls
times.
and-
2 of them taken,
A couple
two
of
of them
atmosphere
taken to the
girls.
hospital.
Bottle Blonde took a couple of the Chinese up there. But I got that email from that fire. You son of a bitch, you called that in. They'd have been fine. The weather was great. And I'm like, they weren't going to drown up there. I just thought it was odd. Maybe one of them was hurt. Nope. Drifted off the trail. Couldn't figure it out. And this storm that came through that night was huge. I mean, the reason I was sitting outside is because it's raining so hard. I want to sit on the patio and enjoy it. And there's, the beautiful peak of Camelback from my patio, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, somebody's up there, and I think they were doing SOS or LOL. I don't know. I can't read that stuff. In this case, ROR. But still, it's a Chinese tourists. And he said they were in like flip-flops and they didn't know what they were. That's why they were scared and stuck. But yeah, they were mad at me. But when I follow it, because I heard the trucks going, I'm like, that's because of me. Got in the car, followed them over there up to the Echo thing, and I'm watching them suit up. And the suits were amazing. Big, like, E.T. rescue suits.
I followed them up there.
Yeah. And I got hurt. And you guys come back for me later in those suits. But they had to climb. That's not an easy climb normally.
This story says that some of the firefighters that suffered heat exhaustion were on their third rescue in a matter of hours, where they carry up to 50 pounds of gear all the way up.
And then haul your dumb broken ass down.
Yep.
I think the best rescue in Arizona history was the lady that got her lungs smashed into the side of her rib cage spinning in that bucket.
Centrifugal force lady.
It was horrible for her, but for all of us, let's be honest. For her, we all admit.
She got a settlement?
Tragic. She got a ton of money. Hey, yeah, she got that. Toledo's right.
Can't use it.
Sure, all of her organs are mush, but she got some cake. She can order on Amazon so long as she gets somebody there to answer the door. Because she ain't going anywhere. She gets up and her soup insides go to her feet. But they spun her. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
120 miles an hour, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And they said the centrifugal force, but. Again, I'm laughing. Poor lady. But watching it, it was like, this is the best rescue in the history of all rescues. I hope she's okay today. I don't know. But that is what we should do as me, if I were in charge of this situation, I'd be like, all right, you want to climb the mountain? This is how we rescue you. We're putting you in the tilt-a-whirl. We're going to put you in the spinner and get you out that way. The only way we'll do it, and I don't care if the chopper goes where you go or not, we'll drop that thing down. If it's a 200-foot pull-up, this is it. She was 74, wandering around out there. Like, all right, thumbs up. Let's bring her on up. She's doing good now, about 15 feet up.
We lost the strap. We lost the strap,
and now rotating a little bit. Within like 5 feet of getting handled. Now the spin starts.
Caught in the wash.
That's out of control. We're going to have to put her back down. The rotation accelerated as they try to do it. And this isn't so bad. I'm sure the lady inside, they're like, whoa.
Now,
What's bad?
Oh, man.
What's bad?
You're making a frappuccino now.
Now she's
I'm sorry, ma'am.
now she's a figure skater that's out of control.
Take off. Good.
Just take off, dude. Get rid of it.
You gotta go.
He tried to fly her.
You gotta go.
Oh, my God. Oh, just take off. I like that.
There you go.
That'll slow her down. All right, we'll go back and get her organs out of her butthole in a minute.
Fly off with them and go to the LZ.
That's how you get rescued now. If you want to hike around in 105,
man.
That's what we do. We spin you. We make your organs go up against the walls of your body, and the firefighters can go, "Hey, we got you." They say she was in stable condition, but nothing stable about that.
That is enough to get me off
Just
the
that
trails
one,
when it's having
All you'd hear.
I'm gonna sue you guys.
But if you saw that one,
Man, look at that. I don't know what RPMs on that are. Like she's
Matching the road.
she's pulling the helicopter down with her spin. And we got ourselves a just take off. Just take off. The pilot just said,
you
just
gotta go, you
let her
gotta
go, let her
go.
go. Just take off. Take off. The faster we go, the slower she'll seem. It's just my mom's 74. I think. No, she's like 72. Still. Can you imagine?
That's how you carry on the way out.
Could you spin her around like that? Marcy! I think I would laugh. Oh, my God. My mom's in that bucket. Mom, this is hilarious.
Shock.
Can you imagine Bunny doing it?
Oh.
I hope that lady's all right.
Or Torp.
Oh. Torp would just, the sweet release, finally.
There'd be pieces flying
Oh,
up.
Torp would chunk off of that at that speed. It's like re-entering the atmosphere in a bad
It
capsule.
would have been.
Just arms and ribs. Anyway, be good to the firefighters like we are. Buy coffee today. Help out the firefighters' charities. And, of course, stay off the damn mountain at a 105+. That's not a lot to ask. But stupid hiker laws are definitely a thing. And I, my friend, am very much a stupid hiker. I'm in on this.
Guy says, John, a stupid hiker law will only discourage people from calling for help. Then the fire department won't have to rescue. They'll just have to go up there to get the body.
Yeah, but you can wait till the temperature goes down, so the hell with it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, the firefighters don't have to go in that
Already
hot
done.
weather. That's pretty good. All right. Well, there you go. Stupid hiker laws have got to be a thing, but...
John, let the firefighters have some fun. Put one of those big crane claws on the bottom of the helicopter. The firefighter 5 chances to get him.
Great idea. That's everybody gets a shot, too, for $1, and then it goes to charity.
If you drop the prize, problem solved, John.
Then you don't care if you pick it up or not. We'll go get it when the sun goes down. Anyway, I support you firefighters, and I think this is a good rule. Today's a great day to hike. The rain, once this calms down, it's going to be muddy, but awesome. So, again, for our friends who are in the news with the firefighters and 12 of them going home for heat exhaustion because you guys won't stay off the hill, that's fine. 5-alarm blend. And I had a sip of it. And I'm not a coffee guy.
Hey, you don't drink.
This stuff's good. Certain coffees I like. Normally,
you like the smell, you said.
I love the smell. If I had a house full of coffee beans, it would be the greatest house ever. But this one tastes pretty good. I mostly turn coffee into like milkshakes. Like I end up pouring hazelnut in there.
Yeah,
and the next thing you know, it's not even coffee flavored anymore. I might as well just be drinking the cream. And you're pounds heavier and you can't figure out what's going on. It's like, what's going on? I'm eating normal because you're drinking 4 milkshakes every morning. I did that with those
4 cups a day, right?
Those Starbucks Frappuccinos. Somebody told me these are great. And it's a tiny little bottle. I'm like, this is fantastic. It's like 1 billion calories. And I buy a 6-pack of it or a 4-pack every morning. I'm cracking 2 before I even get in the door. I'm like, these are great. And they're little, so they can't. And the next thing you know, I'm 236. I'm standing at a Walmart scale. I'm like, what's going on? That was the day. No offense to you, Brady. We climbed on the scale, and you were 2 pounds heavier than me. That was because of those Frappuccino things. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Brady, we hopped on a Walmart scale, got 238, and I'm like, I can't be too far behind that. I'm bloated. 236 popped up.
Wow.
And I remember just looking at that going, well, that's the last time I'm going to see that
You look
number.
good, bro.
Yeah.
I think you look better than you've ever looked. Now you're a man, a meaty man. Put a little rub on that.
And that's when I started running those marathons the next day. But it was those damn coffee drinks. This one's different. And as I understand it, fat-free. I don't know how that works.
Coffee is fat-free.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. Then it's good for your diet as well.
When you throw everything else into it, is where it becomes not fat-free.
Yeah, it's true.
Research about coffee, too.
It seems like every day there's another thing about coffee helping you.
Really?
You say a lot of coffee stuff.
You don't drink a lot of coffee. You don't drink any coffee.
No, I still get the coffee drinks.
You get the milkshakes.
Iced coffee.
You get those unicorn drinks, those purple things that come in.
I try to stay away from the blended ones as much.
Yeah.
But every once in a while.
You get that milkshake.
Yeah.
I don't get iced coffee. To me, that tastes funny.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't. It doesn't. It's not pleasing.
I'm the same way, and I like coffee, but I don't like cold coffee.
Yeah, and I like warm soda, which is weird.
That is weird.
Yeah. Go figure. But yeah, so we'll get this together. 11 o'clock this morning, we'll be over there. Southern and Gilbert, hanging out with the guys from Action Ride Shop as we do this. Our firefighter friends, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with. Maybe Rhode Island Melissa will show up. And Manny DeVito. That was awesome.
Manny DeVito.
I got it. It was just the best. There was a song that was playing when they walked in, too, that was just perfect. We started laughing. Woo! I can't remember. Yeah, woo! Just walks in, pumped up at the Swiz on a Tuesday night. All right, predictions. Tonight, Suns, Bucks. Go, score.
Ooh.
Suns.
Suns by 5.
You're betting that? Mm-hmm. You throw that down.
Yeah.
You take the Suns.
I don't think they're going to have 2 bad shooting games. I think Monty's good at adjustments.
I think it's going to be the an NBA special. It's going to be tied up after tonight.
Bert?
We'll go Suns by 2.
Bucks 111.
Close.
Suns 107.
All right.
I don't like that I'm saying it, but I think
split down the middle.
That's exactly. I think Brady's right. The NBA special. I think there's going to be a free throw fight. I think it's going to be one of those things where it's like Giannis is going to get Ayton in trouble again. And then they'll come back here and knock it out. I hope I'm wrong, because that means that the closeout game is Saturday, and that's fantastic already.
If they win tonight, the
closeout game would be Saturday night, downtown Phoenix with a closeout game. Hopefully get rid of them in 5, which would be unreal. The H&H Ranch already loaded up. Brady's catering.
Wow.
Yeah. Brady emailing, do you want the H&H Ranch catered? And I'm like, you goddamn right I do. Because he doesn't think of the game at all. He's like,
what if I get a spread up there?
Tailgate.
You
Got some Lowry's.
He doesn't have tickets. He doesn't have anything. He's like,
I'm coming down. We're catering that thing for you. I'm like,
I didn't know he still did that, but all right. It's going to be loaded.
Wait till you see what I have planned.
Yeah, I don't know what you got, but I trust you. Catered that. The gang will be there. All loaded up and ready for Game 5. Hopefully a closeout game, although I do think that for the sake of money, because I still do lean that way with basketball, that it is the most, football too, but it's the most easily manipulated game. You can bring a team back with those gray area charge blocking calls, and a lot of foul trouble can happen
and
early.
especially if Giannis starts knowing that they're going to call it. He'll just barrel his way down.
They're going to attack Ayton immediately. So Monty's going to, my prediction would be that Monty's going to keep DeAndre outside early and just not be down there. And Giannis is going to have Bridges and Crowder all over him, and then you're going to get Bridges and Crowder in foul trouble, which isn't better, and then move Ayton over later. There's a shift, but Booker has to hit a shot.
Their small ball has to pull down some rebounds too.
Who, the Suns?
Yeah,
their small ball will not pull down rebounds. They can't. But when Ayton's in, that's the key. It can't. There's no way. If you the size of that Bucks team, their guards are 6'6". They're all rebound.
But it just seemed last game they just weren't in the right.
They were
spot.
getting beat by bigger guys because they ran the small ball.
And they weren't hitting their shot. If they don't hit their shots.
That little run in the third quarter when they were hitting shots, they didn't need to worry about rebounding. And they cut it to 4. And then when they started missing shots, there were no second chance. That's the big second chance opportunities. Stomach's all spinning. I'm involved. Damn it. I got another thing. Just when I thought I was out. Pull me back in. Thought I was out of this whole thing. It's a second. We got another Fredo thing coming. We're going to shoot your dad and everything else. What do you got on the big board of musical treats this morning?
All right. Wake Up Song brought to you guys by what we've just been talking about, our friends over there at Action Ride Shop. Make sure you join us today from 11 to 1. We're going to be hawking some coffee out there, and Action's going to be one of the distributors. So if you can't make it out today, Josh and the boys will hook you up. And, of course, they got all the best deals and best wrenches in the valley on your bikes. So make sure you head on out there. Check them out on Facebook as well as on Instagram. AC/DC on the bill, Prodigy, Death Clock, Pantera, Seven Dust, Metallica, Mudvayne, Agent Orange, Slayer, The Cult, Trivium,
Agent Orange any
Soundgarden.
good?
I went through an Agent Orange thing on my bike for a while.
Did you?
Listen to a little Agent Orange. It didn't last long, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I'll let you pick one, Brett. By the way, Doug Hopkins has texted in. He says, shame on you. You're not a real fan. Suns by 5 tonight.
He's with Toledo
right.
on this one.
I hope you're right. But, Doug, I'm a broadcaster, a professional broadcaster. My heart get in the way of things? Sometimes. I am wearing the gear.
Let your heart get in the way of a couple of home sales, Doug.
Yeah. Where's that guarantee? Although the Doug Hopkins guarantee.
Guarantee.
He stands by that stuff. That's actually a thing. I'm with you on that. I'm hoping he's right, but I got that same vibe Brady's got us, that the fouls on the road, that'll be the takedown. Hopefully they come out and just hit every shot early and the Bucks have to scramble. That's what they can hit. Oh, I'm pumped up. The whole city's pumped up. That's all anybody was talking about at the Swiz last night. You can't go. It's kind of like
even Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. She wasn't even interested. She just thought the shirts were cute. Y'all look so cute in your shirts. Rhode Island Melissa approves. I like the hockey bowl. I like Rhode Island Melissa a lot.
She said hockey bowl or hockey ball?
Hockey bowl. I don't know. Hockey bowl. I think it was a Letterkenny thing.
Hockey bowl.
I think she did a Letterkenny thing. Because I even said, you like the Celtics? I don't care about basketball. I like the hockey bowl. That's funny. And then she was just pumped up. And I told her, I'm like, Rhode Island Melissa, you add a lot of energy to a room. And I've never said Rhode Island anything to anyone ever. Normally I'd avoid that person thinking they only had one tooth. She was great. But yeah, everybody. You couldn't get. It's like being in Columbus during the Michigan-Ohio State game when I was there with you and all those weird zombies wandering around town. Everybody I met with Brady that weekend. How about them Buckeyes? Hi. This is my friend Burke. Her name's Angela. She's been here. How about them Buckeyes? I'm like, okay, hi, how are you? They didn't ask for your name. They didn't care. They had these blank stares. Same at the Swiz last night. Suns, everything. Everything. Every table. It was great. So the city's buzzing. We can close out in 5. Saturday night's going to just be a massive fist fight in the middle of Phoenix. Almost guaranteed.
See how many fights we get from the $10 people tonight.
25. That's sold out, by the way.
At the D-backs?
Yeah.
That's
wide open free for all.
Sold.
So how many is the sellout there? I mean, is it the whole park?
25,000.
It's the whole. Okay. Wow.
And I don't know
the whole lower bowl. I don't know if they sold
25,000 $10 seats, which by my math, 1/4 of that will be riffraff.
Okay.
$10 seats brings out $10 people. 1/4 of 25,000 is 5.
Sure.
Is that right?
So it'll be like 5,000 Raiders fans out there?
No, it's different.
1/4?
7? 7.5?
7.5.
7,500 people are bad news. I don't know how to do that math that quickly.
65.
We need those Asians on the hill with the horse.
6,300.
Yeah. It is? Is that right?
250.
I think 12.5, half of 12.5. Anyway.
Niner.
Yeah, 6,000 plus will be.
250. I was right.
You're right. I'm just saying. It took us forever. That's pathetic.
I know.
Not a one of us can do math. I guessed 5. I just guessed because I like round numbers. So 5,000 to 8,000 people will be trouble. There will be fights in the stands. Guaranteed. And they're all watching that big screen way out there. So the real bad $10 people who showed up late are going to be sitting in that, and they're going to get a beer, and the next thing you know, they're down $28.
Rhode Island Melissa's going to be there.
Rhode Island Melissa will be great. Trust me. Her section will be singing songs and Sweet Caroline. What's going on? That's all you people do. I've never met someone from Rhode Island before. I realized that last night. I think Rhode Island might be empty. She's missing. There's only a couple people in it in the first place. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. Get your cameras rolling tonight if you're one of them $10 people. And Pineapple Lawyer, we're looking for you.
Bring the pants out.
Bring those pants.
More cameras.
Break those pants out again and start filming people because you're going to get some clients tonight. You couldn't pay me to be down in that mess. If the Suns win tonight and 25,000 $10 fans come out of that building, I fear for the Arrogant Butcher and all the bars down there. They're going to be loaded up with people going, "What do you got for $3?" People who lean up,
$8 beer.
People who lean up to the bar and go, "What's on special?" Because they don't care what you give them; it just has to be under $3. What do you got on special? Water is special to a lot of people.
Oh, they'll be all going to that Fry's then, won't they? Drinking on the street.
Just standing on the street drinking. Hopkins and I were standing on the street, and this guy walks by. He's got a big 40 in his hand, and he's going, he's talking. He's Bluetoothing with another homeless, as I like to say. He's talking to himself. And he gets behind me, and I'm not comfortable with it. And I look behind him, and Doug's some guy, and I'm like, all right, you just keep walking. He goes, you want me to keep walking? Suddenly, he's cogent. I'm like, great. I'm going to just keep walking. You just keep walking, you mother moon. He starts going off on me and stuff, and then he takes the bottle.
Uh-oh, here we go.
It's a 40, and he throws it into the thing. I'm like waiting for it to blow up. It was plastic. It had zero impact. And then Doug's like, you're going to try to fight all the homeless down here? I'm like, no, I'm not trying to fight. I just didn't want him standing behind me.
You just keep walking.
Talking to aliens. Keep walking. Well, he's standing like right here, Brady. He's like right here. I'm like, you need to keep walking. Huh? I'm like, you need to keep walking. And then he took a few steps and turned around and dizzy stared at me and started making sense for the first time in the last 10 years. Drinking a 40 at 11 in the morning. I mean, yeah, I had 2 Bloody Marys and a
wait a minute.
cocktail in me. But
you were classy about it.
Classy. I wasn't drinking a 40 on the street, garbage man.
I had my celery.
I went up to the Breakfast Club and I had the olives and the celery and a delicious 2 Bloody Marys and a Greyhound was the follow on that. And an Eggs Benedict. My belly had food in it as well. And standing on the street like some sort of common hope.
Walking.
Yeah, Brady, if I stood next to you and like your cousin Charlie used to do, your nephew.
Hovering.
Remember we had to tell him, you need to move. It was that. He was that close to me. Like, you need to just keep moving. I was having this Bluetooth conversation with some other hobo. I said, hobo, settle down. Pretty soon we won't be able to make fun of them either. All right, what'd you choose?
Let's go Domination from Pantera.
Okay, I like that.
For tonight,
right,
we're gonna hope the Suns dominate.
I like that. I like that a lot. Gutentag said Suns. She's given 4. That's good. Suns by 4.
So Toledo and Hopkins got 5. I got 2.
You think Suns win by 2?
Yeah, I'm going to say Suns by 2. And you guys are Bucks.
I don't want to be.
Yeah.
But if I'm saying is,
I'd love it.
If it's a business,
still one in Milwaukee.
If it's a business decision, and it's all about money and not about heart or fandom, I'd put money on the Bucks winning. The refs are in their corner. They're at home. They got a little something figured out with this whole attack mentality, which they do better at home than they do on the road. I don't want it to be the case, but if I'm a money guy, if I'm Ace Rothstein and I'm advising, The smart money doesn't live on the road team right now. And my heart says Suns by 17. Yeah. But that's silly. That's where your heart gets in trouble financially. You know? Ask every guy who goes to Cordell and Cordell. All right, let's see. You got it ready to go? Yep. Domination. That's a good one, Brett. Nice job.
Thanks.
That's a really good idea. We should play this all morning. And if they do lose, I am going to say it's time to start saying, pack it up. It's over. That's it.
Your sky's falling.
Yeah, the sky's completely falling. Now, last series I knew, settle down. We got this one. They're going to make a run. This team scares me a little bit. Remember Charles Barkley's like, I'll pick the Bucks. People in Phoenix going to be mad, but I'll pick the Bucks.
He said it's 6.
He said Bucks in 6, which would mean they sweep out.
Right.
I like the format now. They used to do the 2-3-2.
Yeah.
And then give you 3 home games for that was when the Suns played the Bulls in '93. They had to go back to Chicago and take 2 or 3 out of Chicago. They were down 0-2 leaving. And they did it. They took 2 or 3 on the road. The road team won all the games. And in Game 6, the Bulls come back here and beat them here. People forget that game was 99-98. Paxson shot was for that was it.
Boy, was it quiet.
A little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. 1993 when that happened.
Cried?
Might have been a little tear. I never blubbered, but I cried. I did blubber, however, at Jerome Bettis. The bus stops here speech in Detroit at the Super Bowl. I was looking at my friend and I'm like, it's raining in the dome. Tears just pouring down my face. I love the bus. Sports.
Well, they brought the bus out on the field, didn't they?
Huh?
Didn't they bring the bus? Or was that in Pittsburgh where they brought the bus out?
Yeah, they didn't just drive a bus out onto the field in the Super Bowl. They didn't have that. They have that planned out. We knew this would happen. Here you go, kid. Yeah, they had a bus in the field the next year for the Steelers.
Yeah, I want it.
You really, really, really want it?
Yes, I really want it.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.